Nigerian ecosystem. Traoré versus Nigeria, how we got here, and why it matters. Listen, when people say Traoré versus Nigeria, the plot thickens, they're acting like this is one simple beef between one man and one country. It's not. What you're watching is a collision of two realities, a real-world security incident and an online narrative machine, both happening inside a West Africa that is already split into rival camps. Let's start with the big picture. West Africa is no longer one house. It is now two wings. On one side, you have ECOWAS, the old regional order. On the other side, you have the AES bloc, Burkina Faso, Mali, and Niger, three military-led states that have broken away, tightened ranks, and treat anything from the ECOWAS side as suspicion, interference, or a setup. That mistrust is the fuel. It is the dry grass. All it needed was a spark. Now enter the internet. Captain Ibrahim Traoré has become more than Burkina Faso's leader on social media. He has become a symbol. To some, a revolutionary hero. To others, a dangerous new face in a volatile region. And inside Nigeria, the Traoré narrative has been heavily polluted by viral claims, exaggerations, and propaganda-style posts. Some of them pushing the idea that Traoré threatened Nigeria in ways that cannot be verified. That matters, because once people are emotionally primed online, they stop waiting for facts. They interpret everything as war. Then came the pressure point. Regional security tension, coups, counter-coups, accusations, and heightened military sensitivity across borders. In that atmosphere, even routine movements begin to look like aggression. And then the spark landed, literally. In early December 2025, a Nigerian military aircraft en route to Europe made an emergency or precautionary landing in Bobo Dioulasso, Burkina Faso. Nigeria's position was straightforward. Technical issue, safety first, standard aviation procedure. But Burkina Faso, standing with the AES posture, did not treat it like routine. They treated it like an incident, like a potential intrusion, like a message. And that is where everything escalated. Because once the AES bloc frames an aircraft as unauthorized, it stops being an aviation story. It becomes a sovereignty story. It becomes a security story. It becomes a who is testing who story. And in a region where trust is already dead, perception moves faster than proof. Soon after, Nigerian personnel linked to the aircraft were detained, and the issue exploded across media, inside Nigeria, inside the Sahel, and across the diaspora. Statements flew, warnings flew, hot takes flew. The internet did what it always does. It poured gasoline on uncertainty. Eventually, the detained Nigerians were released, but the release did not end the matter. In fact, it deepened it. Because now the question is not just, why were they held? The real question is, if an emergency landing can trigger detention, diplomatic tension, and security threats, what happens when the next incident is not an emergency? What happens when the next aircraft is not forced down by weather or malfunction, but by suspicion? And this is the core of how we got here. A divided West Africa, a paranoid security environment, a social media narrative that manufactures enemies, and one real incident that both sides interpret through completely different lenses. So no, this is not just Traoré versus Nigeria. This is ECOWAS versus AES, with Nigeria caught in the middle, and Traoré's image, real and manufactured, sitting at the center of the storm. And here is the warning for every serious reader. When regions stop trusting institutions, they start trusting instincts. And instincts don't negotiate, they react. This is Nigerian ecosystem. We're not here for the noise. We're here for the chain of events and the consequences. Because what looks like Online drama today can become real conflict tomorrow. Follow us on all social media, like and /share.